So Eric, how'd the homework go this week?
I didn't really do it.
You didn't do it?
Yeah.
Was there something that got in the way, or?
Just kind of didn't feel like it.
So you didn't think it would be helpful, or?
I don't know. Last week was like kind of helpful in session, but then I got home and I felt kind of worse. And then it just sort of seemed like, what's the point of writing down how bad I'm feeling?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm feeling this way all the time, and if I can get away from it, I don't want to spend time thinking about how bad I feel.
Right. So you remember it was somewhat helpful last week when we did it.
Yeah, but then I felt worse when I was.
Then you felt worse.
Home. Yeah.
Well, let's go over the rationale for doing the homework, and maybe I didn't explain it well enough last week, so maybe I'll just review it again.
Okay.
So the purpose of the homework was for you to notice that shift in your mood when something upsetting happens, and then to write down what your mood is, and then to ask yourself the question, what's going through your mind, so you can identify those automatic thoughts that you're having.
I guess it just feels like when I write my mood down, I'm just like sitting in it it just feels uncomfortable.
Yeah, I understand that, and I could see how you could feel worse when you write your mood and your thoughts down. And we're going to work on those thoughts and maybe come up with some ways to challenge them to help you feel better.
Okay.
But before we get to that, the first step is just knowing that you're having them to start with.
But we'll get there.
We'll get there.
Okay.
So what I'd like to do is kind of break this task down in a simpler part first and help you to identify when you're having those automatic thoughts during a mood shift. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I got it.
Okay. So what I'd like to do, since you didn't do it this past week, is maybe do a thought change record in session.
Okay.
Would that be okay?
Sure.
So I have one right here. Maybe we could fill it out together.
Okay.
Was there a situation that happened this past week that was upsetting to you, caused you distress?
Yeah, there was this thing. One of my buddies from college called me up and had this. He knows this girl that he wanted to maybe set me up with. And he thought I'd really like her and might be a good fit, but I don't know. I told him no.
Okay.
And I felt pretty bad after that phone call.
Okay. Just bad, or were you feeling a particular emotion there?
Kind of sad.
Sad.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And did you notice your thought at that point that you started feeling sad?
I just thought that she's not going to like me.
Okay.
There's just no way. I mean, I'm living at home. I don't have a job. There's no way this person's going to be interested in me.
Okay, well, this sounds like a good situation for a thought change record. So what I'd like you to do is maybe write this down. Do you want me to write it, or
I'll
were
write
you
it.
willing to
Yeah.
write it? Great.
Thanks. So just write down what happened.
Write down exactly what happened.
Okay. So sorry, my buddy called to set me up with a girl. That's okay?
Sounds good.
Okay.
And then in the emotion column, write the emotion you were feeling. You said sad.
Sad, yeah.
And maybe we could rate that emotion. So on a scale of 0 to 100, 100 being the most sad you've ever felt, how sad did you feel?
It was pretty strong. Maybe like an 80.
Okay, 80. And did you have any other emotions?
Kind of lonely.
Lonely? Okay. Yeah. And how intense was the loneliness?
Not as much as the sadness, but like a 60, I think.
Okay. Sounds good. And what was the thought you were having?
That she's not going to like me.
Right. Were there any other thoughts that you were having?
I guess I just think about, how's anybody going to like me? It feels like I'm never going to be in a relationship.
Okay, well, that's an important thought. Let's put that one down.
Okay.
Any other thoughts?
I think that was it.
That was it? Okay. And of those two thoughts, which thought is kind of grabbing you the most? Which one's the most upsetting to you?
Really, I guess this I'm never going to be in a relationship.
Okay, why don't you put a star next to that one?
Okay.
So that's a great job. So what do you think of that? What do you think of this exercise?
I mean, as long as we get to that point where you think we can change these, but I mean, it feels okay.
Mm-hmm. So review for me again the reason for doing this.
To pay attention to these thoughts, right? When my moods change.
Exactly. And the reason that we're highlighting the thoughts for you is for what reason?
That the thoughts are making me feel bad.
Exactly. And if you notice that the thoughts are making you feel bad, then what do we want to do eventually?
Change the thoughts.
Change the thoughts,
Yeah.
exactly. Great job. So maybe we can talk a little bit more about how to change those thoughts.
Great.